in Orlando, Saturday morning in Orlando, June 11th, 2016. The sun is rising lazily in the east. Now, I know you know it well, but let me show you around a bit. Now, just over there is Colonial Drive. It intersects with Orange Avenue, which leads downtown. Now, that's Interstate 4. They're rebuilding most of it. It intersects with the East-West Expressway over there, close to Church Street. The train runs right through it. Now, that way is the Methodist Church, and across the way from that is the Presbyterian. Down the road is the Baptist Church, and, well, the Catholic is just across the way. There's our library and our History Center. There's City Hall. Now, that is where Mayor Buddy Dyer and Commissioner Patty Sheehan have their offices. There's the post office and the courthouse. Oh, and over there, that is our new Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center. That large green lawn in front of it will soon become a makeshift memorial with thousands of flowers and words of remembrances and messages from all over the world. That homeless man on the bench there is Mr. Bakke. On Monday night, he'll be relighting the countless candles that will be lit on that lawn tomorrow night. Oh, and of course, here we are at Lake Eola with this famous fountain. At night, it lights up like a rainbow. Now look, there's Kermit James. He's up early. He doesn't know it yet, but he's going to invite a few of his friends from Facebook to come and meet him here at the lake a week from tomorrow night for a small vigil. There will end up being over 50,000 people here that night. There's the Publix grocery store over in College Park. There'll be a neighborhood candlelight vigil in that parking lot as well in a few weeks. Now, just up Edgewater is Ben Johansson's little makeup and costume store that he owns with his husband, Tim. Within a year, he will have made and distributed over 350,000 rainbow ribbons across this country and beyond. Now look, there's the Watermark newspaper and the Center and Hope and Help and the Zebra Coalition and the venue. By this time tomorrow, those institutions will be tested in a way that their founders never dreamed. They will rise. There's a local newspaper office. That reporter is going over his morning notes. A young singer was shot here in town last night. Tomorrow morning, the story is going to be something very, very different. It's 5 a.m. It's early here in O-Town. There are a few lights on, but most people are still asleep. The Sunrail train just went by back there behind the Pulse nightclub. That's it over there, near the corner of Cayley and Orange Avenue. It's going to be Latin night tonight. Tomorrow there will be a countless number of cell phones ringing inside of there, ringing over and over and over. Just down the street there is the hospital. Oh, look, there's Dr. Corsa getting ready to go to work. Those are his brand new sneakers he's wearing. And there's the sidewalk where Greg Zanis will place the 49 crosses that he'll begin making tomorrow morning after church in his hometown in Illinois. He'll be driving 1,200 miles to deliver them here. Via the I-4 corridor. Oh, look, it's beginning to rain. Some isolated clouds have gathered. A storm is headed this way. Some very dark days and nights lie ahead for us, my friends. Find the ones you love and hold them close. Very, very close. After tomorrow morning, O-Town will never be quite the same.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please welcome Pastor Israel Martin of the Hispanic Ministry of First Baptist Orlando and other local clergy to the stage for our invocation.
Vamos a orar. Nuestro Dios y nuestro Padre Celestial, Creador de los cielos y la tierra, Dios eterno, amoroso, santo y justo, invocamos tu nombre en esta hora. Estamos delante de ti en una ocasión muy especial y solemne. Exactamente un año después del evento más trágico y más doloroso de la historia de nuestra amada ciudad de Orlando. No podemos olvidar las 49 vidas jóvenes arrancadas por el odio y la intolerancia. No podemos olvidar el sufrimiento de aquellos que sobrevivieron, pero que han sido dañados en lo físico, mental y emocional. No podemos olvidar cuántos familiares y amigos han sufrido el dolor de perder sus seres queridos. Por eso, humildemente te suplicamos hoy, en primer lugar, que continúes consolando, fortaleciendo y renovando las vidas de familiares y sobrevivientes. En medio del proceso de recuperación espiritual y emocional. Señor Jesucristo, tú expresaste en tu palabra: venid a mí todos los que estáis trabajados y cargados, y yo los haré descansar. Te pedimos que des este descanso y paz espiritual a familiares y sobrevivientes. Abrázalos con tu misericordia, bondad y amor. En segundo lugar, deseamos darte gracias por las instituciones, organizaciones, departamentos, familias, personas de nuestra ciudad, incluyendo autoridades, que con gran amor y solidaridad respondieron ante la tragedia. Gracias por todos aquellos que, saliendo de su zona de confort, han abrazado, han cuidado, han acompañado y han protegido a los que sufren. Ellos han sido verdaderos ángeles también, o mensajeros tuyos para bendición de nuestra ciudad. La ciudad de Orlando ha sido grande y será aún más grande en la medida que seamos capaces de seguir mostrando amor verdadero para contigo y para con nuestros semejantes. Por último, te suplicamos que en estos momentos tú concedas a la ciudad de Orlando de una protección especial, a fin de que nunca más experimentemos una situación trágica como esta. Tu palabra dice, si tú no cuidas la ciudad, en vano vela la guardia. Por eso te pedimos que alejes de nuestra ciudad el odio, la maldad, el desprecio y la intolerancia. Y en lugar de esto, nos permitas que impere el amor a ti y el amor a la vida. Que reine en nuestra ciudad la gracia y el amor de Jesucristo. En Él y solo en Él oramos. Amén, amén y amén. Que Dios les bendiga.
Introducing our MCs for the evening, George Estevez and Nancy Alvarez.
I know.
Wow.
Good evening, Orlando. Can we hear what Orlando Strong sounds like?
Come on. Nancy, I think they did a pretty good job, but what do you think?
I think so. You sound beautiful. You sound so beautiful. And we're here, and the rain cleared for us.
We did it again. Remember last year when it was raining and it cleared and we had the rainbow? We did it again. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sticking around, and thank you for coming all around Lake Eola tonight.
Look out for rainbows, okay? While we're talking, keep your eye on the sky. We could see one. So what did we learn about Orlando this past year? What did the world learn? The world learned that this is not a place where you come on vacation and then you go home.
No.
This is a home. It is a beautiful home to a big, beautiful, diverse, inclusive community where everyone is welcomed and everyone is loved. And I am so proud that we showed the world that this year.
We sure did. You guys, throughout adversity, throughout what we experienced, you guys came out here every week, every month. There was Orlando love everywhere, whether it was on a t-shirt, a bus, someone's house, lawn, or a rainbow flag. Thank you guys. This was our struggle, and we all did it together.
That is what tonight is all about, is celebrating that. But most importantly, tonight is about all of you right here in all these rows in front of our stage. The families of our 49, our survivors, those of you impacted the most by what happened at Pulse.
That's right, because last year when Nancy and I had a vigil with so many people, you guys weren't able to be here. You were still struggling. You were still figuring it out. You were wounded. You were hurt. Not only were you physically hurt, your heart was still hurt. And many of you came out today, and that's why this lake is full of people, to show you guys what happened last year and to show you the love and support. We want to give them, right? Isn't that what we want to do?
It was Latin night. So, in Spanish, les quiero decir en español, para que todo lo que se sientan más cómodos con el español, que todo lo que ven esta noche es para ustedes. Vemos las lágrimas, sabemos el dolor que están sintiendo, pero esta noche y siempre esta ciudad va a estar aquí para ustedes. No es solamente esta noche, es para siempre. Te queremos, te llevamos siempre en nuestros corazones y todo esta noche y siempre es para ustedes.
We see your tears. We see you guys. This is for you. We want to give you a big hug. We know what you've been dealing with, or at least pretend that we do, but we want you to know that we are here for you, not just tonight, not just today in 2018, but for every single day and year after, as long as you come knocking on our door. We will be here for you. What you heard, thank you. What you heard in the opening of this ceremony is the introduction. Local actress Peg O'Keefe from O-Town Voices presented one of the many monologues you may have heard if you went to Fringe Festival. It's a collection of monologues taken from survivors, also first responders and volunteers that really helped paint the picture of what we all went through that night. It was written by David Lee, a friend of mine, and winner, by the way, of the Orlando Fringe Critics Award. That is what you saw earlier tonight.
We want to thank the Orlando Firefighters Pipes and Drums for being here. It was so beautiful. It consists of auxiliary, retired, and active fire service members. They've performed everywhere, including New York City St. Patrick's Day Parade, but tonight they joined with Orange County Sheriff's Office Pipes and Drums, and no doubt this was probably the most special thing they've done. I'm going to speak for them and just say that this in their city is probably one of the most amazing things they've done.
Yes, it sure has been. So we also have other things to talk about, meaning you guys are here, right? But there's a couple of screens around the park where people can go ahead. They're remote screens being viewed right now. Can I hear you guys on the other side of the lake?
And they keep coming. They keep coming.
We can hear you guys on the other side of the lake. This round of applause is for you.
That's right.
We can hear you.
We know you're there.
The screens are provided by Disney. We also want to point out our visual artists are over in Washington Plaza area as well. So go ahead and check out some of the amazing things that you can do that. Also, Orlando United Assistance Center is here. We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, this is important.
Yeah, people are feeling sad, overwhelmed. If you want someone to talk to, can you come here for a quick second?
No,
Stand up.
he says, oh my God.
That's the shirt, right?
Yep, these are the shirts right here, and the shirts are in English and in Spanish.
Yeah,
This
so
one is in Spanish.
Look for anyone in these shirts. Professional grief counselors are available just for you. Check out the PSA that it started airing just this week. So let's go ahead and pay attention to that PSA that just started airing this week.
On June 12, 2016, our city was changed forever.
Everyone was impacted by the devastating events that happened that night at Pulse.
And while it may be hard to process, feelings of emptiness, hopelessness, and guilt, you are not alone.
There are caring and dedicated people who are here for you.
Regardless of whether you or one of your loved ones were there
is still hope out there.
There's still help out there.
Everybody's got a pulse.
And help is still out there.
Yeah, it is.
It's still out there. So go ahead and log on to that website or speak to one of the people in the yellow t-shirts. Wave your hands so everyone sees you, as if that yellow t-shirt wasn't bright enough. But that's fine. We love yellow.
And we can't talk about being there for the people impacted by this tragedy without talking about Pastor Israel Martin and all the members of the clergy of many faiths that we saw on this stage. So we want to thank them for being here together. It was a beautiful sight and beautiful words that he spoke to all of us. All right, so we have a very special part of the program right now. This is the part where I need you all to participate. Are you going to help me out with this? Okay.
Help Nancy out.
So, this is to honor our families, our survivors, anyone who needs some love tonight. Wherever you are around the lake and here, I'm going to ask you to stand, please, if you could. I want everybody to stand up, and if you're listening to me on the other side of Lake Eola, stand up. Take a moment, whether you know them or not.
It does not matter.
Look to your left.
Or your right.
Look to your right and give that person a hug.
Let's do it. Go ahead. Give somebody a hug today.
Look in front of you,
hug.
behind you, to your left, to your right. I just saw Chief John Mina and Sheriff Jerry Demings give each other the biggest hug I've ever seen.
That's what it's all about right now. There we go.
Beautiful. We are now and for always truly Orlando love. Say it with me. Love is love is love is love. Love is love. That was beautiful.
Got all church up in here, didn't it? All right, so let us continue our program. Have a seat unless you want to stay standing for our next speaker. You know who he is, one of the faces of this tragedy, who put his face forward to help families, to help survivors, and to help our entire community heal. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer.
I've had a lot of memorable moments today, but maybe the most memorable may have been the chief and the sheriff in that big embrace. That was fantastic, and I hope everybody had an opportunity to hug somebody that they don't know. I want to begin by thanking the elected leadership of our community who have stood united through the last year. To the members of the Orlando City Council, thank you for all the work that you've done over the past year and your tireless commitment to everyone affected by Pulse. And to all of the political leaders, and I have emphasis not on political, but on leader, thank you for your support during the last year. Thank you so much. And to everyone here in front of me, across the lake on the East Lawn, watching on TV, thank you for being here as well. This is an incredibly important evening that we need to share together as a community. I am so glad to be here with you this evening, ending an incredibly difficult day in the same way that we've endured so many difficult days over the past year. We're together. We're together with love and kindness and unity. We're together to show the unending support for the victims of Pulse, the survivors and their families and friends, and we're together as one Orlando. And as our community, and to a large extent the entire world, pauses to reflect on the year that has passed since the Pulse shootings, the focus is going to be on telling the story of the tragedy. And I believe that the story of the Pulse shootings is not a story about a vicious act of hatred and terror by a deranged killer. I believe it's a story about the triumph of a community, the triumph of courage over fear, the triumph of understanding over intolerance, and the triumph of love over hate. There are so many moments and so many acts of courage and so many acts of kindness and unity that tell the story over the last year. Our brave police officers and firefighters carrying the victims out of the club, the doctors and the medical professionals who fought to save the lives so valiantly of so many. The volunteers, the food and supply that poured in from every corner of our community, the lines that stretched the lengths of football fields as people wanted to give blood, Central Floridians who cried for victims that they had never met and sent money to help people that they never knew. The landmarks around the United States, and actually all around the world, that lit up in rainbow colors to show solidarity and support for Orlando. For me, the list goes on, and those acts began just moments after the shootings occurred, and they have continued every day since the 12th of last year. And those acts of love and kindness have filled this day in our city, and they'll continue tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And there are so many that stand out to me, but I want to talk about one in particular tonight. One that I think exemplifies what it means to be one Orlando and the unique and enduring spirit of our community. It happened on Tuesday night after the shootings. In times of tragedy, we often turn to our spiritual leaders for comfort and to better understand the events that we're dealing with. And one of the biggest Christian churches in Orlando hosted a large-scale prayer service where pastors from all different churches and denominations gathered with members of the LGBTQ community and members of the public who simply wanted to cry and to pray and to be together. And that night, I witnessed something that I have to call extraordinary. One of Orlando's most highly regarded pastors said that he wasn't sure if he was up to the task. He said because he had never been part of a persecuted community, never felt the vulnerability that goes along with being an openly gay person in our society. He further went on, telling the audience that he was searching in his heart and asking himself if anything that he had done made him complicit in any way with what had happened. The pastor then asked a young LGBTQ leader to help him find that voice and that perspective. And over the course of the next few minutes, the young woman told the audience about the persistence of death in the gay community, from suicide to AIDS to hate crimes. She talked about her own personal experience of looking into the faces of people who had been kicked out of their churches and their homes because of their sexual preference and their gender identity. She finished her remarks with these powerful words: "Far too many in our community have never witnessed a sight like this, a church where they can come, be prayed over, and not be forced to change who they are or who they love. For some people, this image I'm staring at right now exists only in their dreams." And this graceful discussion between a religious leader who admittedly struggled with questions around homosexuality and a young LGBTQ leader who had the courage to speak honestly to men and women of faith was both heartbreaking to me and beautiful at the same time. It showed that even in a place like Orlando, where we embrace diversity, we embrace inclusion, we embrace equality, we still have a lot of work to do. And more than anything, this conversation embodied what it means to me, to be one Orlando, to be a city where working to overcome challenges that confront us begins in a place of love and unity and respect. Now, the thing is, this one Orlando ideal cannot be static. It can't be frozen in time around this tragedy. It can't be something that our community only talks about when we mark the time that's passed since Pulse. It has to be a living, ever-growing ideal. It has to be that we as a community work hard to live up to every single day. And over the past 12 months, I've had the opportunity to speak publicly a lot about Pulse. And I often borrow a line from another local pastor. And he said on the Sunday following Pulse that Orlando has been anointed to show the world how to combat hatred and evil and promote equality and embrace diversity. And I believe that we don't just have the opportunity, we have the responsibility to do that. We owe it to each other that are here today, but most especially, we owe it to the victims of Pulse and to their families. It is our shared mission, and it is my hope that when we look back at Pulse a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years, that will be the legacy that we worked on together to create. A legacy of love that always wins over hate. I want to close tonight by recognizing the most important people that are here, and that's the victims and the survivors of Pulse, their families and their friends, and the loved ones that we lost. I had the opportunity to spend some time with many of them early this morning as we gathered outside of Pulse during the same hour in which their lives were changed forever just a year ago. And some of you are with us tonight, and I thank you for being here. We make the same promise to you now as we did this morning, and we will continue to do. We have your back no matter what. Orlando loves you. Orlando loves you. Orlando loves you. We can't begin to know or understand the depths of darkness that you've experienced over the last 12 months, and we can't begin to know or understand your pain. We can't begin to know or understand the burden you carry, but we can promise to be there for you. We can promise to support you no matter what. And each of you is proof that love wins over hate, that light overcomes darkness. Each of you is an inspiration to all of us that call our Orlando community home. And to each of you, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your strength. And thank you for the example that you've set. I love you all. Thank you, and God bless you. I didn't leave out 2 pages. I forgot to introduce Mayor Jacobs, but she's taking that over. So I would like to introduce my elected partner, Mayor Teresa Jacobs.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor Dyer. Thank you, everyone that's gathered here today to remember and honor the 49 Pulse Angels, as well as the survivors and the advocates worldwide. Before I start, I want to share with you a little bit of a challenge we have right now. We have family members that have arrived and don't have a place to sit. So I'm just going to ask for your indulgence. If there's anyone who's seated that's not a family member or is comfortable offering up their seat, if you can raise your hand so we can try to get, I see a whole lot of hands popping up over here. I see hands here, here. Keep your hands up until we can get some family members. We have so many family members, so you probably know, that have traveled from far and wide, from Venezuela, from Puerto Rico, from all places in South America, from New York, from Texas. And we're so very pleased to welcome you here. And we want to give you all, and we have a seat right up here, we want to give you the warmest welcome. 10 seats right here. We have 10 seats up here. We have seats here. All right, somebody over here that's in charge, tell me how we doing. Keep going, okay. Keep your hands up, we'll get people to you, and when I finish my remarks, everybody will be seated. That's our plan. 1 year ago today, we stood right here on this very spot, and we proclaimed to the world that we were united in supporting our LGBTQ community, our Latinx and Hispanic communities, and our communities of color. And Today, we are living proof of that, 10,000 strong, standing in solidarity again. Today, I could not be more proud of our community. I could not be more proud to stand with you in remembering our 49 angels. For so many, for the families, the friends, the spouses, and the loved ones of those who were lost, this has been a very difficult year. And every day, we have been with you in spirit and prayer, and we will continue to stand with you every day going forward. We will never forget our loved ones. We will never forget your lost loved ones, and we will never forget you. But together, by gathering at events like these, by continuing to lean on each other, and by standing in solidarity, we continue to live the guiding truth that here, in this beautiful community that we're so blessed to call home, that nothing can divide us and nothing can defeat us, because here in Orlando, love always prevails. So many times in the last year, people that I know from other places around the country and around the world have asked me, how does Orlando do it in the midst of such tragedy? How do you remain so strong, so vigilant, so resilient, and most of all, how do you remain so hopeful? For me, it's in looking back that I feel such profound hope for the future. Hope that we will forever mark the summer of 2016 as the turning point, our ground zero, in calling on the world to join us in adopting the values that we hold so dear, values of accepting and embracing the beautiful diversity that is humanity. Thank you. We find hope in remembering that last year, when the sun rose on June 12th, we were not defeated. We were devastated. We were brokenhearted, but we were not defeated. There were lines that wrapped around buildings. 700 people stood in the sweltering heat, wanting to give blood to help the victims. It's in remembering the quiet, dedicated homeless man who tended to the candles at the Dr. Phillips Center Lawn Memorial, making sure that all 49 candles were lit every single night. And it's remembering, isn't that beautiful? And it's remembering the unbelievable outpouring of memorial and tribute items that flooded in from all around the world. For the family members that are here, if you haven't had a chance to get to the History Center and see the exhibit, please do it. You will find so much healing, so much compassion, so much love. And it is, above all else, Our hope comes from remembering that profound sense of solidarity and community that emerged from every corner of Central Florida. Instantly, we were brothers and sisters in shock and in mourning. We were united with our LGBTQ, our Latinx, and our Hispanic communities with the deep, aching need to help, to do something to help the hurting. I remember the young Boy Scout whose troop helped to retrieve and retire the flags from the Dr. Phillips lawn. You may remember this story. When the young scout first learned of the Pulse shootings, he told his mother that he wanted to do something to help. As a child, he knew instinctively the difference between love and hate, the difference between good and bad. And he knew that something terrible had happened. But as a child, what role could he really play? Well, he got that opportunity 6 weeks later when the call went out to the Boy Scouts to retrieve the flags. He had his role. He told his mother then, "I can't believe I have the chance to help." From the innocent heart of children come profound lessons in love and equality. As a community, we felt the same. We took action and showed the rest of the world what community is. We demonstrated what it really means to love one another. And today, through the awesome ACT Love Give campaign, we will continue to take action, not just once a year, but every day of our lives. It's overwhelming to see how the ACT Love Give campaign has grown, and to know that every year we will come together to honor our 49 Pulse Angels with these acts of love and kindness. Thank you, One Orlando Alliance. To all those gathered here that have suffered a loss, I promise you, your angel will forever be in our hearts. With each and every heartbeat of this entire community, these innocent, precious souls have become our pulse. Forever in our hearts, we will remember our 49 Pulse Angels. And every year, we will observe June 12th as Orlando United Day, an annual day of commemoration of unity with our LGBTQ, Latinx, and Hispanic communities. And it will also be a reminder of our broader purpose here on earth, our mission as a community to live united in love. It was heartwarming and at times overwhelming to witness the true essence of humanity during such a dark, dark time. But in those terrible days of June 2016, that was the moment in time when we, Orlando, displayed our true spirit and soul for the world to discover. Out of the darkness, Orlando rose as a beacon of light, and we shined that bright light on the issues of equality and love. And in the dawn of a new day, we know with confidence that we are stronger. We know that we are more united. We know that we have an obligation and a commitment to honor the lives that we lost by living our best lives and demanding that of everyone we come in contact with. We know that here in Orlando, that love always triumphs. And we know that because of the goodwill that exists in each and every one of your hearts. God bless you. Que Dios los bendiga.
All right, big round of applause for our elected officials who helped lead us through a very difficult time. All right, so I'd like to acknowledge, I would normally say the elephant in the room, but clearly it's the puppies in the room. Nancy?
Do they really need an introduction? I mean, just one look at them, and I'm sure you will all remember what they did for us last year. Welcome to the stage, the Lutheran Church Charities Canine Comfort Dogs and their wonderful handlers. 15 dogs were here for over 2 weeks last year from 7 states. Tonight, they're here from Illinois, Tennessee, South Carolina, Texas, Georgia, and Indiana. Florida, getting its own dog soon. We're getting our own dog.
Right downtown here at Trinity Lutheran Church.
So a big round of applause for these special people that came really from all over the country. And these beautiful dogs for the love and comfort they gave so many of us at this time last year. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
All right, big round of applause. Bye, Luther. See you later. Miss you already. So I want to acknowledge some local artists, too, that are there at Washington Plaza. Pieces demonstrate their solidarity, of course, and love with the Pulse survivors and victims' families. So if you have time, check that out. Go ahead and check out that exhibit. Also, that mural that's there that was brought over and built right before our eyes in just 20 minutes, it looked like. And it really shows the world the power of love. Because after all, we are Orlando Love. How's that other side of the lake doing, huh? There they are.
We can hear them. Quick question. ¿Dónde están los latinos en Lake Eola? ¿Dónde están mis latinos? Bueno, if you're a Latino at Lake Eola, you know the next person we're about to introduce because she is a treasure. La Olga, sí.
Y la mamá de Nancy está loca porque no está aquí.
Esto es lo más grande.
Incredible. So it is our pleasure right now to bring onto the stage someone who's donating her time to be here, someone who said, of course I will be there for Orlando. Grammy Award-winning singer Olga Tañón, joined by the voices, Latinas, and the dancers from Dance It Studio.
I love you too.
Un soldado a casa regresó y un niño enfermo se curó y hoy no hay trabajo en el bosque de la lluvia. Un desamparado se salvó por causa de una buena acción y hoy nadie lo repudia. Un ateo que consiguió creer y un hambriento y tiene de comer y hoy donaron a una iglesia una fortuna. Que la guerra pronto se acabará, que en el mundo al fin reinará la paz, que no habrá miseria alguna.
No preguntemos por qué, sino ¿para qué, Señor?
Porque la norma sea el amor y no gobierne la corrupción, sino lo bueno y lo mejor del alma pura. Porque Dios nos proteja de un mal final, porque un día podamos escarmentar, porque acabe toda furia. Aleluya, aleluya.
Nosotros tenemos que aprender a perdonar para poder liberar, porque no es fácil. Pero alguien nos espera allá arriba. Alguien es nuestro ángel y alguien es nuestro héroe. Aleluya. Aleluya. Puerto Rico, todo mi respeto para ustedes. I'm so happy to be here tonight, but I have to say something. We have to forgive. We have to keep going. This is our life. Don't be a judge. Don't be a judge. Forgive, love, and hope. Gracias. Buenas noches.
Gracias. Belleza, belleza. Give it up for the dancers that we just saw from Dance It Studios. Y la bella, bella Olga Tañón. Was that powerful? I just want to take a moment and acknowledge the Central Florida Community Arts Strings Quartet. They have been very involved in our community this past year. Some of you may have seen them play earlier today. So beautiful, and the music is so comforting. Right now, though, we want to welcome to this stage another beautiful group. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the Central Florida Community Arts Choir with a beautiful rendition of Seasons of Love for us tonight. Welcome them to the stage.
Big round of applause for Central Florida Community Arts Choir. Thank you so much.
There's so many.
There's like 1,000 of you.
It's beautiful.
Como hay gente aquí.
Thank you.
Ave Maria.
I think I wanted to be a part of them, so I was walking through them for some reason.
You don't sing? You can sing.
Let's not go there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nancy Alvarez is going to sing for you.
No, that's not, no, por favor, para que se vayan de aquí corriendo. No, mi gente, yo no les hago eso.
No, she barely can tell a joke.
Yo no les hago eso, no. How is it so far? Are you feeling the love? Are you feeling it? Because we told you, this is for you. Esto es para ustedes, para que sientan el amor. ¿Lo están sintiendo? Dime, ¿lo están sintiendo? Okay.
All right, so we continue our program now, as Nancy and I have been talking about. You know, we are doing this for you guys, for the families of those we lost. And so many survived as well that night, and we're grateful for that. And among the heartbeat of this entire experience has been everyone who survived, everyone who was lost, and the people from Pulse.
That's right.
The people who worked very hard for so many years to make that a place where everybody felt welcomed. That's what they did. From someone who went to Pulse for the very first time when it opened a very, very long time ago. I'm really old.
It's okay. It's okay.
I know what that's like to have a place that is safe and a place where you feel loved and welcomed. So now it is that part of the program where we bring out, ladies and gentlemen, the family of Pulse. And leading them as they make their way out is the woman who has made this her cause. The woman who has become the face of togetherness and of hope and love amongst all of you and her family. Ladies and gentlemen, Barbara Poma.
Good evening, and thank you to Commissioner Sheehan, Mayor Dyer, Mayor Jacobs, and everyone who made tonight possible. I stand here tonight with my family, both my personal family and my Pulse family. It's been almost a year since we stood here in this exact spot. And while my brain does know that it's been a year, I can't tell you that my heart does. Everyone on this stage knows I was truly happy when we were all together. I always found such joy watching everyone work together with a positive energy surrounding us, listening to them bicker like siblings, scare each other with pranks, laugh together, watch them grow up, and watching them take care of our guests. Now I find comfort when we're together because we're here for each other in our darkest moments. Over the past year, I have watched and listened as each of them has cared for one another, just like a true family. They have made my heart smile in ways that they will never know. We have talked about love so much in the last 365 days. We have talked about how Orlando is love and how love will prevail and how love is stronger than hate. And something that goes hand in hand with love is family. So while our Pulse family has been together for 12 years, and some stand behind me who were original managers who have come back and came back 365 days ago, and they came back today to stand with us. But now our Pulse family includes each and every one of you. It includes our 49 families that we welcome with us, each and every survivor, everyone in Orlando, and everyone across the world. As I say, as I say all of this about family, I think about the stories of our community, and I know you've heard them some tonight. I think of the families of our victims, of our survivors, and especially those who did not know their child was gay. During this year, I have seen some of the best of human nature. I have heard the stories of people taking survivors in when their families would not care for them. I have seen friends of victims care for and support mothers whose hearts are forever broken. I have seen some survivors find a voice to help change legislators and hearts. I have seen churches open their doors. I have seen hearts changed. And I have seen a community join together to make a day of love and kindness. So here and around the world, we will never forget the lives that were taken from us and the trauma that Orlando has suffered. I think you may have heard this story before, but long before Pulse opened, when we were building, our project was shut down. And there was a church who thought we were just too close to them, and they didn't really want a gay bar near them. So we worked things out, and things got opened, and obviously we've been there for 12 years. After the tragedy, I would visit the memorial site at Pulse, and I saw this white cooler at the end of the memorial site, and people were writing on it, but every time I would go there, it was full every day with Gatorades and water, ice cold. No matter what time of day I went there, I just kept thinking, who's bringing this water? Who's filling this cooler? And it took me months. So one day I finally saw a car pull up next to it, and I ran over there, and I just said, are you filling this cooler? Where are you from? And she said, we're from the church down the street. So, I think it's important for all of you here and those listening from wherever know that Pulse thanks you for being our response. Everyone talks about how Orlando responded. You are those responders. You stood in line to give blood. You handed out water bottles, and you showed up everywhere and anywhere that anyone needed you. We want to thank you. More importantly, thank you for continuing to respond, and we pray that you never stop because we need you. I've spent this year doing my very best to care for the temporary memorial site, and what I have seen there alone is a true testament of love, not only from our city, but from around the country and around the world. The love and support has not stopped. It keeps showing up. This is how we know that there is more good than bad, that there is more love than hate. I've said this before today, and I'll say it again. I miss Pulse. I miss what it stood for, who we served, and how many people we helped. My heart is shattered that this hateful act against our community, and we've had to suffer through such trauma. The attack here at home was truly a global one, and people were being attacked for exactly just being who they were. I continually focus on what we can do to make sure that our victims are never forgotten, that our survivors and our first responders and every person who worked at the hospitals are cared for. No matter how much each of us is hurting, the depth of their pain, both emotional and physical, is something we, although affected, we could never grasp. People have asked me, just as they've asked you, Mayor, how is Orlando doing? And I tell them, we're all over that spectrum of healing. We're all in different places, but we are strong, and we are taking care of each other in our weakest moments. We are one large family. My mission is to make sure that a memorial that honors all of our affected and reflects what Pulse and every gay bar means to the world is constructed. I said it 6 months ago, and I'll say it again tonight. Where do we go from here? Forward. We go forward. We have made it through 1 year, and we will continue to move forward together. The people in Orlando rise up. They stay strong, and I believe together we will defeat hate. Thank you.
ascending to the wind of uncharted skies. Fueled by adrenaline and love, we feel a strength reminiscent of the days before that day. We turn our faces to the light, preparing for a maiden flight in a strange new upside-down world. Then, in the weightless moment between fall and flight, our courage shifts and we whisper to ourselves, just watch me fly.
Lean on me.
Quietly we spread our wings, preparing to ascend into the wind of uncharted skies. Fueled by adrenaline and love, we feel a strength reminiscent of the days before that day. We turn our faces to the light, preparing for a maiden flight in a strange new upside-down world. Then, in the weightless moment between fall and flight, our courage shifts and we whisper to ourselves, just watch me fly.
Lean on me.
Wow, wow, wow. Big round of applause. Amazing. Wow. Qué emocionante.
Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Varieties dancers. Thank you, Jose Navarro. Amazing. No words. Amazing.
No words. We're already getting our next group out here. We want to go ahead and celebrate love today as we're doing, right? But we also want to invite you back to celebrate Pride. Come Saturday, October 14th. Come back and help celebrate Pride. Let's make this the largest Pride. We had 150,000 people here last year, right around Lake Eola for several days of events. Let's go ahead and do it again. More information, come out with pride.com. Also, from the Pulse nightclub, rainbow light display. If you look towards the sky over Pulse tonight, you may have an apartment over here. You may just drive by it later or see it from your front porch. You're going to go ahead and see a light display by Jeffrey Manuel, who's created a tribute to our angels. So make sure you go ahead and check that out.
So what do we say about this group behind us? This group behind us has always been a special part of our community, but since Pulse, they became ambassadors of our city, ambassadors of healing. There are no words to describe the comfort their music brings. They performed over 60 times in the span of 7 days at vigils and gatherings last year, and they are with us again tonight. Open your hearts for the Orlando Gay Chorus.
Let them hear you.
When the crowd screams out. that gift that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, that's where I
Good evening. Here we are again before you, your Orlando Gay Chorus, as we stand here united in song to provide all of you out here with love, hope, and healing. Many of you might not know this, but the Orlando Gay Chorus was founded on Valentine's Day. And I say that to you because OGC was born out of love. And that love of singing and our LGBTQ plus community has always been and will always be central to what we do. We love all of you here tonight, and we'll keep on providing our love to you for years to come. Many of you have heard us sing this next number many times at many different vigils and memorials. Tonight, we'll be joined by some of our friends who stand united with all of us here. We sing this again to bring you love, we sing this to bring you hope, and we sing this to bring you healing. Thank you.
Big round of applause for the Orlando Gay Chorus. Thank you guys for all your dedication and everything you've done for the past 12 months for everybody here today. So you often hear from people who we elect into office to make our lives better. You often hear how they're going to try and lower taxes or give us stuff or help with the roads or, you know, programs or all that sort of stuff.
The person we're talking about, that we're about to introduce, is my commissioner. And a week before this happened, I called her office about a tree.
About a tree?
Yeah.
As in, like, Miss Commissioner lady,
As in,
please
I wanted
help
to ask
me.
her about a tree. That's what I was dealing with. That's how life changes, right? Just like that. Just like that. Imagine the calls her office started getting one week later.
Absolutely. Not about a tree. So this next woman we're going to bring out has been fighting her fight, which became everyone else's fight. And it wasn't until a year ago that it really became everyone's fight for equality and diversity. We had the pleasure of introducing her earlier today. Her heart has been broken for so many years, but with this community, we have helped her stitch it back together. And those stitches have never been stronger than they are tonight.
And she has been here for our Hispanic community in a huge way.
Claro que sí.
And you're going to see that.
So please, welcome to the stage the first openly gay elected official in Central Florida, our friend, your friend, Commissioner Patty Sheehan.
Perdóneme, yo hablo muy poco el español. Antes de comenzar, quiero dar las gracias a George Estevez y a Nancy Álvarez. Muchas gracias. Buenas noches a todos. Hace exactamente un año hoy que nuestras vidas aquí en Orlando cambiaron para siempre, en especial para las familias de las 49 bajas inocentes víctimas, lesbianas, gay, transgénero, bisexuales, hispanos, afroamericanos y amigos aliados. Todos fueron ejecutados por ser personas que se aceptaban y se amaban unos a otros. 68 heridos, cientos traumatizados. Orlando se unió como nunca antes para demostrar que somos una comunidad unida por el amor. Pues le enseño a nuestra comunidad a abrir su corazón y mente para fomentar inclusividad, comprendimiento, aceptación y compasión. A las familias yo les digo, no podemos nunca reemplazar a nuestros queridos hijos, hijas, padres y esposos, pero podemos honrar sus legados con amor. La más grande y poderosa fuerza en el cielo y en la tierra. Mientras algunos cierran sus puños y toman armas para expresarse, nosotros rechazamos esa cobardía. La fuerza más poderosa es el amor. Así que nosotros escogemos el amor. Nosotros escogemos aceptación. Nosotros escogemos sentirnos tan poderosos que a veces nuestros corazones se quieren romper. Pero escogemos sur la luz del mundo, con la luz de 49 ángeles que nos honran el camino. Todos ustedes me han inspirado con su perdón y ayudándose unos a otros. En la mañana del 12 de junio, un año atrás, yo dije que Orlando le iba a enseñar al mundo el bien corazón de la humanidad y ustedes. Y hicieron. Orlando unido, Orlando fuerte. Before I start, I'd like to thank our hosts for tonight, George Estevez and Nancy Alvarez. Thank you so much. 1 year ago tonight, our lives in Orlando changed forever. For the families of the 49 beautiful and innocent young people, lesbian, gay, transgender, bisexual, Hispanic, African American, and straight allies, all killed for being accepting and loving of one another. 68 were wounded, hundreds traumatized. Orlando came together as never before to show that we are a community united in love. Pulse taught our community to open their hearts and minds to foster inclusiveness, understanding, acceptance, and compassion. To the families, I say, we can never replace your beloved children, parents, and spouses, but we can honor their enduring legacy with love, the greatest and most powerful force on heaven and earth. While some may ball up a fist or choose a weapon to express themselves, we reject that cowardice. The most powerful force is love. So we choose love. We choose acceptance. We choose to feel so powerfully that sometimes our hearts may break. But we choose to be the light to the world with the way lit by 49 angels. You all have inspired me as you forgive and you give and you help one another. I said on the morning of June 12th a year ago that Orlando would show the world the good heart of humanity, and you do. Orlando united, Orlando strong. Thank you.
Next, please welcome worship leader and artist for First Baptist Orlando and Orlando's very own superstar of NBC's Season 6 of The Voice, performing her original song about Pulse, the incomparable Sissandra Lewis.
Good evening. Can you all put your hands together and help me applaud our angels? Orlando! They say you're watching over me, and I swear I wanna believe them. Did I feel you in the breeze last night? Were you there, floating above clouds, hope I never come down? I'm in heaven when you're around. Voice like an angel, an angel, an angel. Oh, how sweet the But they say I ain't crazy. I ain't crazy, 'cause you are not that short of amazing. Oh my. And I swear it's like I'm floating above clouds. Hope I never come down. I'm in heaven when you're around. A voice like an angel, an angel, an angel. Oh, how sweet the sound. Come on, put your hands up. Hands up to the sky. Applause, applause for our angels. I bet you look so nice, all dressed in white, my angel. Hands up to the sky. Applause, applause for our angels. I bet you look so nice, all dressed in white, my angel. You made it there before me. They say it was your time. Well, I beg to disagree. It seems like the joke's on me. Oh, hands up to the sky. Applause, applause for our angel. I bet you look so nice, all dressed in white, my angel. Thank you so much. God bless you and our 49 angels.
You'll recognize her from both Hollywood films and TV. Put your hands together for Winter Park native Ariel Kebbel.
Well, this was my speech. We'll see how it goes. Hello. Thank you for asking me to be a part of this evening. My heart goes out to all those who lost loved ones a year ago today at Pulse. My name's Ariel Kebbel. I'm an actress in LA, but I am forever a hometown gal. I was born in Orlando. I love you. I grew up in Winter Park, and I loved my diverse community. My friends were Latin, black, white, gay, and straight. And the day I heard someone attacked the very thing that I loved most, this diverse community, I was horrified. I was at the Austin Television Festival when it happened, and I used the platform to beg for change. I knew I had to get home to help. I flew him back and forth a few times to volunteer, and I also helped with the One Pulse Foundation fundraiser in LA. Having the opportunity to have the fundraiser in California was so powerful because I had the opportunity to show LA what Orlando strong looks like. Let me tell you something, LA loves you, Orlando. We had celebrities like Stevie Wonder show up last minute and perform, and when he finished performing, he said something I will remember forever. He said, "We all look the same to God." Amen. While interviewing survivors, Victor Juanchez, Javier Nava, Adrian Lopez, and Rodney Sumter in Orlando for the fundraiser, I was lucky enough to meet some of their family and friends. I saw the amount of gratitude they had. Gratitude to have family to cook for them and support them. Gratitude to have friends to drive them to doctor's appointments and make them laugh. Gratitude to have a shoulder to cry on, to mourn those they had just lost. Thank you guys. I know you're here tonight. Thank you for being willing to share your story with me and with all of LA. You inspire me. Before the fundraiser and my prior visits to Orlando, I met with Mayor Buddy Dyer, who shared his love and support of Orlando's diverse community. I also met the amazing and fearless Patty Sheehan, and she speaks great Spanish. And she passionately stated that we cannot meet violence with violence, but instead we must raise the consciousness and be kind to one another. My friend Aurelia and I went on to the Pulse Memorial, and we met survivor Norman Castellano. Hi. He was using a walking aid to get around, and he was visiting the site with his parents for the first time since the June 12th shooting. As he stood there, freshly out of the hospital, give me a second. It was the rain, guys. I was given the opportunity, hang on. Here we go. Okay. Got this. He was recovering from 2 bullet wounds, and he was willing to share his experience with everyone who approached him, even as he was there trying to heal himself. I was blown away at the endless kindness coming from this young man. And before we said goodbye, he shared a message with me. He wants more love, and not just for the LGBTQ community, but for the world. He ended by saying we're all equal in the human race, and I agree. I met a mother whose 15-year-old son had just come out. They drove straight from Texas to pay tribute to the 49 victims. I met a high school basketball team from out west whose coach made it a point to visit the memorial while they were in town for the playoffs. As I looked around, I saw people from all walks of life coming together, talking to one another. The basketball players were now talking to Norman. The mom from Texas was talking to another young teen who had just come out. My friends were talking to people that had just walked up to pay their last respects. As I stood at this memorial, I listened to the conversations happening around me, and I realized that Pulse was still bringing people together. I realized that this is how we beat hate, by gathering in the place they want us to fear most and welcoming one another with the kindness of conversation and love and support, because we are all one race, the human race. Amen. Lastly, I gotta say, the love here tonight is so beautiful. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for your passion and your inspiration and the love coming out here tonight. It is just beautiful to be a part of. Okay, back to this. I was given the opportunity to visit survivors still healing in the hospital. During my visit, I met a very special Leo Melendez. Leo was shot twice, once in the head and once in the leg, with an exit wound going through his foot. He remembers having a near-death experience and describes seeing a giant white light at the end of a stadium tunnel. He bled out, his heart stopped, and he was revived not once, but twice before coming to. The nurses warned me that it may be difficult to communicate with Leo. He was slightly blind and deaf in one ear. His head was still covered in bandages. As I walked in expecting the worst, I saw the exact opposite. He was sitting upright, smiling bright, and greeted me with the warmest hello. Leo was and continues to be resilient. He says his purpose now is to live with hope and to show people that if you have hope, you have everything. His inspiration is his little girl, and my inspiration is Leo. Leo, where are you? I know you're here. Where are you? Okay, wherever you are, thank you. I love you. When I went back to LA, I found myself sharing his story because I want his light and the light of every survivor to shine on. I'm grateful to Leo and everyone I met. Although their individual journeys differ, their message is the same: kindness, oneness, and the importance of community. They've showed us that love wins, and I promise to continue sharing these stories of courage, strength, and kindness to spread love everywhere I go. Keep dancing, Orlando. I love you.
Reuniting tonight on stage is the Orlando Voices United from Broadway with Love Choir, the community choir of Orlando talent, assembled for last year's From Broadway with Love, a benefit concert for Orlando, singing Broadway for Orlando's hit fundraising single, What the World Needs Now is Love.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of.
Lo que hay que dar es más amor. Es lo único que transforma el mundo.
Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb.
There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
It's the only thing that there's just too little
What the
of.
world needs now is love, sweet love.
No, not just for some, but for everyone.
Lord, we don't need another medal.
Ya existen recursos para crecer.
There are moonbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
It's the only thing that there's just too little
What
of.
the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Please welcome back Pastor Israel Martin for our benediction.
I would like to present the benediction right now. Y ahora, como ministro del Evangelio de Jesucristo, suplico, Dios, que bendigas nuestra ciudad por siempre, usando aquellas palabras con las que tu sacerdote Aarón solía bendecir a tu pueblo hace más de 3,000 años. Pido y deseo para la ciudad de Orlando lo siguiente: el Señor te bendiga y te guarde. El Señor haga resplandecer tu rostro sobre ti y tenga de ti misericordia. El Señor alce sobre ti su rostro y ponga en ti paz. En el nombre de Jesucristo oramos. Amén, amén y amén. Dios le bendiga. God bless you.
Amén.
It is that time of the program where we ask you to take out your candles, your LED candles, and light those LED candles.
Si pueden en este momento sacar las velas que tienen y la encienden, porque este es el momento en que vamos a recordar a nuestros 49 ángeles.
It is that time now in loving memory as we recognize our 49 angels.
I'm going to hold the candle in one hand and hold the hand of the person next to you with the other.
Akira Monet Murray.
Alejandro Barrios Martínez.
Amanda L. Alvear.
Ángel Candelario Padro.
Anthony Luis Laureano Disla.
Antonio Devon Brown.
Brenda Marquez McCool.
Christopher Andrew Leinanen.
Christopher Joseph Sanfeliz.
Corey James Connell.
Daryl Roman Burt II.
Dianca Deidre Drayton.
Eddie Jamoldry Justice.
Edward Sotomayor Jr.
Enrique L. Ríos Jr.
Eric Iván Ortiz Rivera.
Frank Hernández.
Frankie Jimmy de Jesús Velázquez.
Gerardo A. Ortiz Jiménez.
Gilberto R. Silva Menéndez.
Jason Benjamin Josephat.
Javier Jorge Reyes.
Giancarlo Méndez Pérez.
Giancarlos Nieves Rodríguez.
Gerald Arthur Wright.
Joel Rayón Paniagua.
Jonathan A. Camuy Vega.
Juan Chávez Martínez.
Juan Pablo Rivera Velázquez.
Juan Ramón Guerrero.
Kimberly Jean Morris.
Leroy Valentín Fernández.
Luis Daniel Conde.
Luis Daniel Wilson León.
Luis Omar Ocasio Capo.
Luis Sergio Vielma.
Martín Benítez Torres.
Mercedes Marisol Flores.
Miguel Ángel Honorato.
Oscar A. Aracena Montero.
Paul Terrell Henry.
Peter Omi González Cruz.
Rodolfo Ayala Ayala.
Shane Evan Tomlinson.
Simón Adrián Carrillo Fernández.
Stanley Almodovar III.
Tevin Eugene Crosby.
Xavier Emmanuel Serrano Rosado.
Yilmari Rodríguez Soliván.
There ain't a dream that don't have now. It just takes a little faith. Anything that we want to do, we can do now. There ain't nothing in our way. If we got love and a rise above, we can get through the night. We can get to the light. And through it all, love will find a way. If you believe in love, love can move mountains, believe it, feel it in your soul. Love can move mountains. Yeah. Oceans deep and mountains high, that can't stop us. Reach the heavens and touch the sky. Just believe it. If we got love that is strong enough, we can do anything, make it through anything. And through it all, love will find a way. Just a little trust if you believe in love. Love can move mountains, believe it.
and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for Orlando Love, Remembering Our Angel. Much thanks goes to our sponsors. Come Out with Pride Orlando, OPAV, D Squared Productions, Disney, PRG, Edge Factory, The Imagination House, City of Orlando, The Venue, Karen Brown, and to all volunteers and performers. Please take care of yourselves and each other as you heal, and continue showing the world the meaning of Orlando love.